This is July 6, 2000. I'm at EC0490. I believe it's 490. I'll have to take a look again. This is the MacKey mine. And I'm looking across the right fork of Fall Creek. Yeah, it's 490. This is the right fork of Fall Creek. That's what it's called on the map. You can see an open adit across the creek over here. And I'll go over there in a minute. It's got a fairly small waste dump, so I don't think it's too extensive. There's also a cabin here. This is shown on the topographic map by a square little symbol. It's pretty well collapsed. The walls are standing, but the roof has fallen in. Looks like it was a pretty nice old cabin at one time. See an old wood stove there, but the roof is completely collapsed. There's kind of a little platform out here in front. Don't know if that was part of it or maybe just a porch that collapsed. Little pile of tin cans here is probably their garbage dump. Quite a few old tin cans. They don't look excessively old, judging by the bottoms and tops of them. It's an old boot down here. There was also another working on the trail coming over here from Forest Service Road 9840, I believe it was. And I'll pick that up on the way back over. And then there's also a small structure down here in the creek that's kind of pretty well collapsed. It was either a shed, or in a lot of cases they just built an outhouse right over the creek. So in either case, there was a second small structure around here. I'll go over and we'll take a look inside this adit. Okay, this is the adit. It's standing open pretty well. Looks like it was driven in quartzite, kind of a dirty quartzite, a micaceous quartzite, a little bit of biotite, mostly muscovite in it. The dump's about, probably 15 feet long, maybe 8 feet at the widest. Goes down here approximately 10 feet, maybe 12 feet thick, but it really isn't very extensive. Go over and see if we can see in at all. A lot of mosquitoes here. Pick up a little light, but probably not enough to see back too far. I can see in at least probably 15 feet there. So it's open and a lot of rubble on the floor. So it's even though it's standing open, it's fractured and could easily collapse if someone were to go in there. Just upstream from the cabin, a couple hundred yards, there was also an old dam across the creek and kind of an old pond. I don't think there was a mill here, excuse me, so I presume they might have just been damming it up for a little better water access while they were working up here. Well, on the way back out, I'll check for some more workings around here, and I'll pick up that second adit. There were a few prospect pits, very shallow, very minor little diggings, probably trying to find veins along the trail, both just up from this adit and also up near the second working. But they really don't amount to much and they're pretty minimal consequence. Well, this is just a few hundred feet, probably 250, 300 feet, maybe a little more, north of the old cabin here at the MacKey mine. By the way, the MacKey is spelled two different ways in literature, one with an AY, and on the map it's with an EY. Don't know which is correct. But here's this little dam across the creek. You can see that there's actually a board right in it there. It's been breached here in the middle, or actually it looks like they might have had some wooden boards here that they could raise and lower. Maybe if I get down below here we can see it a little better. So actually it looks like they even had a flume here, so they probably had a flume going down either to the cabin or possibly to some placer workings in the area. See the dam continue to cross here, nice little flat build up behind it. Stream's starting to kind of cut down through now that it's kind of breached underneath these wooden slats. Okay, we'll go on to the second adit. I'm going to include it with the MacKey here. I'm not really sure it is, although a metal tag on the tree there is similar to some that were on trees here. All of these may in fact be kind of related to the Buffalo mine. And at one time or another, some of these have been worked by different groups. So we're going to keep them separate for now, and depends what we find in the literature and how we write them up. We may include several of these together. Well, this is the cave's second adit at the MacKey mine. At least I'm including it with it. You can see his trees falling down into the little sloughed area. The waste dump is just down below through the trees there, and I'll go down in a minute. But the reason I wanted to stop up here is there are a couple little prospect pits. This tree is growing in a real small one. And then you can see the debris around a couple more of these. There's kind of a U-shaped one or J-shaped one right here. It's only a couple feet deep. And then there's two more real shallow ones right there. And again, they're probably about 2 to 3 feet deep at the most, and maybe 4 or 5 feet across. So they're really pretty insignificant features. I'm sure there's probably others around too, although I haven't really seen any right here. They're probably just looking for the veins, so I'm sure there's probably others around. I'll go on down and get a better look at this waste dump down here. It's starting to rain, so I'll try to do this fairly quick and finish up here. This is the cave adit. See kind of a trough going down here. And then down there's the waste dump. It's not real extensive. I think if I buzz around this tree, you can see it a little better. It may be about, I would estimate, probably 25 feet from over here where the barrel is, across the other side behind those trees, and about probably 10 feet wide, at 10 to 12 feet wide. Then it goes down over the slope maybe about 15 or 20 feet. I think if I get down here quick in the rain, don't want to get the camera too wet, we'll just look down over the end. You can see that this material does extend down here, and then that's the ATV trail there that goes on down the slope, kind of out into a little flat area and connects with Forest Service Road, I believe it's 9840. I'll have it in the notes anyway, whichever one it is. So in any case, that pretty well takes care of the MacKey mine.